Hi, hello, namaste. Welcome back to Needs of Children. We are discussing about 8th standard English medium social science, in that economics chapter number 2, continued part of meaning and types of economy. In the previous session, we get the information about the three important economic systems. They are capitalist, socialist and mixed economies. Meaning, features, merits and demerits of these economic systems, we are get the information. Let's come to in this session we are going to get the information about the continued part of meaning and types of economy. Types of economies on the basis of level of development. So on the basis of level of development, economies can be classified into two categories. They are developed economy and developing economy. So let's come to we are going to be get one by one. So among that, first one, developed countries. So what are the characteristics of developed countries? They have higher national and per capita income and high savings. Usually the investment is also very high. As a result of that, high rate of capital formation will be going to create, and most probably they have highly trained human resources they are having in their country. Better civic facilities, good health and sanitation facilities, low birth rate and low death rate and low infant mortality. So will be very good in developed countries. They also possess well developed industrial and social infrastructure, including the strong financial and capital markets are also they have in developed countries. Usually people in developed countries have high standard of living. So these are the very important characteristics of developed countries. So here are the pictures. It is highlighting about the characteristics of developed countries and the developing countries. So what are the very important characteristics of developing countries? Developing countries are low on the ladder of development. They are also called as underdeveloped or backward countries or poor countries. India is a best example for developing countries. So here are the pictures will explains the characteristics of developing countries. Obviously low per capita income, so investment is also very low, risk factor is very high, most probably the people they are agriculture. So these are all in generally we are going to be identify in the developing countries. The national and per capita income in these countries very low. They have backward agricultural and industrial sectors with low savings. Investment and per capita capital formation is also very low. Because of low savings, low investment, capital formation is also very low, and most probably these countries they are adapted agriculture. They have low standard of living and a poor health and sanitation. Even high infant mortality rate, obviously high birth rate and death rates and poor infrastructure is the main factor characteristics of developing countries. So that is the concept of the characteristics of types of both the economies on the basis of level of development, like developed countries and developing countries. So let's come to the India as mixed economy. How India is considered as one of the best example of mixed economy, with both public and private sectors operating within the planning and regulatory framework of the government in India as a mixed economy. The need to achieve higher, the faster development and ensuring better living standard to all classes of people compelled India to adopt a mixed economic system soon after independence. It was required, and India it has been adapted the mixed concept of economy. And here are some of the very important features of India as a mixed economy. Let's come to the among that coexistence of public and private sector. Industrial policy of 1948 and 1956 formulated by Indian government made the provision for existence of the public as well as private sector. With a large role of public sector, basic and heavy industries were under the public sector. However, with the liberalization of Indian economy since 1990s, the scope of private sector has further widened. That is the very important feature of the India as a mixed economic system. And followed by, we are having a planned development. 5-year plans were prepared within the framework of the directive principles of state policy to rebuild economy and lay foundations of industrial and scientific progress. The Planning Commission was set up in 1950 to prepare plans for all around the development of the country. So the Planning Commission of India, it was set up in the year 1950. The Planning Commission has so far prepared and implemented 12 5-year plans and many annual plans in 2015. The Planning Commissions has been replaced by the name of Niti Aayog as a national institution for transforming India. So that is one of the very important. The concept of Planning Commission has been replaced in the name of Niti Aayog. Here are some of the very important broad objectives of Indian plans are like economic growth, modernization, self-reliance, social justice, elimination of poverty, creation of conditions of near full employment and satisfaction of basic needs like food, clothing, shelter, education, health, etc. are the broad objectives of Indian plans we are adapted for the development of the country. The next third one feature of Indian mixed economy system, role of public sector. The public sector has played an important role in the development of Indian economy. It increased the pace of economic growth and reduced disparities of income and wealth. It has prominently contributed to development of infrastructure, establishment of basic and heavy industries, disperse industries in several backward regions, and promoting trading and marketing activities including international trade. So these are the role of public sector achieved a maximum in India as for the development of economy. And the next, private sector. Even private sector, not only government sector, private sector like includes industry, agriculture, small industry, trade, and great deal of activity in housing and construction activities as well. It provides employment to 3/4 of our manpower. Many policies and laws have been enacted to control the private sector. So maximum fields has been provided for the better development of our Indian economy. Even by the role of private sector is also significant. And the fifth one, coordination between the public and private sector. Both the public and private sectors have worked together for achieving the goals set by the Planning Commission. However, today the role of public sector is declining and more space is provided to the private sector with the help of planning commission. So these are the very important features of Indian mixed economic system. So let's come to some of the preference of public sector in India. What are the preference we have been given? The public sector was given dominant role so that it could be control the commanding heights of economy. Here are some of the key objectives of public sector promotion. So what are those key objectives? Number one, achievement of rapid economic development. The second one, reduction of concentration of economic power. And the next, balanced regional development, even the employment generation, import substitution and export promotion, and resource mobilization. So these are the very important, the key objectives of public sector promotion. Here are some of the pictures explains about the key objectives of the public sector promotion. So regional development report according to 2014, as it has been created the new job opportunities. That is also one of the performance of the public sector. Material resources we have been used. Those are. And here are some of the public sector contributions to the country's economy. So what are the very important public sector contributions? Public sector made a significant contributions to the country's economy by filling the gaps in the industrial sector, generating employment and achieving balanced regional development. That is the very important role in generally we are going to be identify. Even the growth of profile and public sector, the growth of profile of public sector has been very impressive. It has a good hold on the commanding heights in terms of investment in key sectors like steel, electricity, generation of petroleum is also made a significant contribution by the public sector. But even though we have identified some of the problems of public sector. So what are the very important problems we are going to be identify? The public sector did not show better financial performance or profitability because of many critical problems like defective pricing policy, excessive political interference, delays in decision making, overstaffing and lack of accountability and underutilization of capacity. So these are some of the problems of public sector we are going to be rectified. But even though hence since 1980s various efforts were made to improve performance and with the economic reform process initiated since 1991, privatization has become a key public of government. Government is selling its shares of public sector industries, which is called as disinvestment. According to new economic policy 1991, the process of economic reforms was started by the government of India in 1991 for taking the country out of economic difficulty and speeding up the development of the country. The center of the economic reform has been liberalization, privatization, globalization, LPG. It has been adopted according to the new economic policy in the year 1991. So these are the very important concepts till now what we are discussed. So this is about the entire lesson. If you having any doubts related to the concept of entire lesson of meaning and types of economy, you can comment in the comment box. I will solve your doubts. I hope you have understood till now what we are discussed, and I will come back with the next video. Until, keep watching my channel. Thank you. Have a nice day. See you in the next session. Bye bye. Take care.